basically.
Yeah, so going down the lines, we'll start off with Genji.
Yeah.
We kind of mentioned him already. He's really good at getting past the front line, disrupting the back line. Has abilities to block attacks and block block regular attacks, and he can also be like a mid-ranged assassin as well. McCree, the next guy on the list, he's I'd say close to mid-range. His bullet damage drops off at longer ranges, and he has a unique ability where he can unload his entire round in like one go.
I get most of the abilities. It's just not you need to know what they're for. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, McCree is really good at getting rid of Tracer and Widowmaker and any quick character, any mobile hero. He's very good at getting rid of because he has a stun, and that stun completely shuts down their mobility, and he can just wreck them.
McCree's a high burst damage character.
Yeah, he's high burst damage at close range.
Yeah, I've seen Felix play him, so
and he's pretty decent mid range too. A counter to McCree is anyone with a longer range than him or a tank. He doesn't fare well with a lot of the tanks.
He doesn't fight. Oh, he doesn't fight tanks well.
I mean, it depends. It depends on the tank, I guess. Like Zarya, he probably can't do much to Zarya. Winston, if he doesn't have his bubble up, can be he can take him out pretty easy. And same with Roadhog. If Roadhog pulls you in, you can stun him and get away.
Hold on, did anyone see that? Because the stage just kind of killed me. Like I went on top of one of these curved roofs and I started sliding back and forth and just losing health, like taking health damage.
They changed that. Yeah, so some of the rooftops you can't go on. It just slides you off. And they recently did change because they found a couple bugs in it during the closed beta, and you could find yourself stuck in a couple areas. So I guess they did stuff to combat that. Next in line, Pharah. Pharah is really good at getting up high and doing a lot of damage from above, kind of distracting the team, so to speak.
I gotcha.
She does a lot of damage. She's fairly weak and doesn't have a lot of speed, like running speed. So you always want to be in the air. She's really good at taking out tanks because she can maneuver past them.
Yeah.
And she's good at taking out characters that have close range because she can just get the distance from them. A counter to Pharah would be someone like Widowmaker. Torbjorn's really good against her. Bastion's really good. Really, any of the
I've heard Torbjorn's pretty good in this game.
Any defense hero really is going to be good against her, except for Junkrat. He's not that great against her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good counter to Pharah. Also, a good counter to Pharah is Soldier. Soldier just wrecks her. Reaper, we kind of talked about Reaper already. He does. He's really good at getting in the back line and taking out some stationary targets as well as healers and stuff like that. A counter to Reaper is anyone that can outrange him, because his bullet damage drops off pretty quickly. So choosing Reaper, you want to make sure that you're sneaking around and getting close to targets. Soldier 76 is your all-around soldier.
He's the Call of Duty guy, right?
Yeah, he's the Call of Duty guy. He's got the sprint. He's got the assault rifle. He's good at long and short range. He's got a self-heal. All around, he's good. And his ultimate is, he gets auto-aim, pretty much. Actually, that's what it is. He gets auto-aim, and he can hit anything, no matter where he's
as long as it's in his line. Yeah, I think as long as it's in his line of sight.
Right. Soldier is really good at staying with the tank in the front line and pushing. He's not really good at sneaking around and getting people in the back line. He's more of a frontline offensive player.
Gotcha.
So Tracer, I mean, Tracer's like the face of the game, but she's sort of like Reaper. She can get into the back line really easily, take out some of the support and stationary targets. Doesn't fare well against like a Bastion, and sometimes Torbjorn, depending on where Torbjorn's set up. But she is very, very mobile and has actually quite a high skill cap.
Who's this now? Oh, Tracer, yeah.
Tracer, yeah.
It seems that way.
So she's good against squishy characters in general, and she can shred tanks that don't have armor. So something to note about Tracer and armor in general. Armor, how it works is if it's individual like bullets doing little damage, it's like a set amount of damage. So
I see.
So they don't take as much damage when you hit them. So like Tracer and if Tracer were to go up against like D.Va, D.Va has a ton of armor. She won't do like anything to D.Va, but if she gets behind Reinhardt, she can shred Reinhardt like no problem.
Okay, so armor's only from the front, really, is what you're saying?
No, armor's that orange bar that you see on some heroes. So your blue bar is your health, and then you're like what color is it? Let me get in the game.
The yellow.
No, it's just like the gray. The gray is your health bar, and then blue is a shield. Shields regenerate. So if your character has a shield and you lose like half of your shield, that will regenerate. And if you have armor is really good against low damage weapons because it does a set amount of damage. Okay, so moving on. Oh, a good counter to Tracer is anyone with armor, pretty much, or or can catch her out of range. Like Junkrat's really good against her because he can bounce all around, bounces weapons all around, and Pharah's kind of good against her too.
Gotcha.
Bastion, stationary turret, pretty much does a shitload of damage, but is not mobile at all when he's in his turret form. He's really good for defensive opportunities, like positioning up high and out of the way, and being able to mow down targets. A good counter to Bastion is someone that can definitely outrange him for one, but like a good counter would be like Widowmaker and Pharah. Pharah does a lot of damage if she hits direct, and since Bastion's stationary, Pharah can just like shoot a couple rockets by the time Bastion can even realize what's going on, and then pretty much dies from that.
I'm realizing that Hanzo is not good if he gets near anybody, basically.
Yeah, so counter to Bastion would be like a Pharah or a Widowmaker, or a D.Va. D.Va's really good at taking care of him, and also Roadhog. So when Bastion's in his turret form, you can use Roadhog's hook and grab him and get him out of that state where he doesn't do as much damage. So Roadhog's really good for that. Okay, so moving on to Hanzo. Hanzo is stupid strong at long range. He's like a sniper without a scope.
Yeah, he's a no scope.
He's a no scope sniper. He does a ton of damage.
He's like one of my favorites, but I know he's really hard to play.
He's a little tough to play if you're in like short range. He's a lot harder to play because his arrows are really hard to hit up close. They're actually much easier to hit people from farther away you are. A good counter to him is anyone that can get up close. So
yeah, Roadhog seems like a really good direct counter.
Like a Reaper or a Tracer are going to be really good against Hanzo because he has mobility, and the fact that he can scale walls, like he can just climb up walls. but he doesn't have. He's not very fast otherwise. So if you can get
he's not as fast as Genji, and Genji can pretty much steal walls the same way.
Genji can get anywhere.
I guess that's the point.
But Hanzo's good against almost anyone, and he can one-shot like half the roster.
Yeah, it seems
his arrow does a ridiculous amount of damage. Okay, so next is Junkrat. Junkrat he does the most damage in the game, like DPS wise, because he has AOE damage, and his bombs when you shoot them, they bounce twice and then explode. Or
yeah,
twice or
yeah, I've noticed
times.
that you can kind of carry the bombs around.
So you can shoot your gun and like lob it really far, and it won't explode until it hits the ground twice. So you can use that to your advantage and like bank it off of stuff. And he just does a ton of damage that way. He also has a lot of utility. So he has a trap. So if somebody runs over the trap, they're stuck there for a couple seconds.
Okay, can the trap be killed similar to Widowmakers?
Yes. Yeah, it takes a little bit to kill it, but you can kill it. And then he also has a mine. If he uses the mine on the ground and then like jumps on it and triggers it, yeah, he can use it. He can use it to get like up high or get away from a situation or something like that. If he throws it at an enemy hero and uses it, it damages them a great deal. So a combo that you'll see is like he'll throw a trap down, you get hit by the trap, and then he'll throw his mine on you, and then explode the mine, and pretty much you're dead. A good counter to Junkrat is somebody who can really outrange him. Tanks do very well against him. He doesn't have a lot of mobility if he doesn't have his mine to get away. Pharah's really good against him. And Genji's pretty good against him too.
Okay, so hold on. Is there anything I need to know about being on fire as far as...
Being on fire just means like you're doing the objective, you're getting or you're getting a lot of kills, like essentially.
Okay, so it's not like you get a bonus or anything like that.
Not really.
Огонь по готовности.
Junkrat is good against pretty much everyone except for Pharah and any long distance hero like a Widowmaker or a Hanzo. Just because of the limitations to his weapon. Mei has a lot of utility. She can act as a tank if you need her to be. She can dish out a pretty decent amount of damage, and she is really good at slowing down quick heroes like Tracer and Genji. She's good against Soldier. Any mobile hero she's good against because she can slow them down. Okay, so Mei's really good at slowing down fast heroes. And really good at stopping tanks from pushing if they become a problem. She is like medium. I'd say she's more medium range with her right click, and she's definitely close range with her left click. Her left click is the slow that eventually freezes people, and her right click is like an icicle. She shoots an icicle.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, she's good against a lot of heroes. Almost the whole roster, really.
Well, she has to get really close, right?
Not really. Like her icicle, she can use at medium range. So, like a hero that's like Hanzo and Widowmaker are pretty good against her, and if a tank, tanks just aren't really that good against her, really. But yeah, keeping your distance from Mei is, and taking her out as soon as possible is actually really strong because she's just a strong hero.
Огонь по готовности.
Torbjorn. Torbjorn sets up a turret, and turret does all the work.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. And then he has apparently his ult's pretty strong too.
Yeah, his ult he gains like a shitload of armor,
yeah.
And his turret gains a shitload of armor and upgrades, and attacks like super fast. So with Torbjorn, you want to worry about positioning. You want to play him more on a defensive side rather than offensive.
Right.
I've seen him work on offensive compositions, but for a majority of the time, you're going to see him on defense. He's good against just about any hero. He's, I guess, the weakest against like Reinhardt or anyone with like a big shield.
Yeah.
He's weak against anyone that can outrange the turret. Like a Pharah is really good, Widowmaker is really good, Hanzo is really good.
Into the iris.
Soldier's really good because he has like a missile move that he can use to take out the turret. If Torbjorn doesn't have his turret out, or if his turret is out and you're just like running around with him, his regular attacks actually do a good amount of damage. And when you kill a hero, you can pick up scrap. And if you get enough scrap, you can make armor, and you can like give armor to people. Like
that's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So he has some utility that way. Like I said, he's good against pretty much anyone. He's weak against people that can outrange him or get to his turret safely. So like Junkrat's also good against him too. Widowmaker is a sniper. So she's good against squishies. She can one-shot most squishies in the game. Her ultimate's really strong too. Like even if your composition's weak against, even if Widowmaker is weak against the enemy composition, her ultimate makes up for it because you get to know where everyone is and your whole team sees that. So it's really beneficial. She's really weak against heroes that can get up really close to her. So like Winston is actually really good against her. D.Va, Tracer, and Reaper are also really good at disrupting her. Genji's good at it too. So she's good against squishies, bad against heroes that can get up close to her. D.Va is a backline tank.
How does that work?
So a typical tank is the one who takes all the hits in front and pushes the team forward. D.Va's job is to get into the back line and survive. So she's just meant to disrupt the back line. Not necessarily take people out, but make them move. Make them not be engaging on the rest of the team. She does a ton of damage, but she doesn't have range. So you have to get really close to people. She has a unique weapon that
it has infinite ammo. I think
it has infinite ammo, so you don't even have to reload. You just keep shooting it.
But I've noticed that you walk slower when you use it.
Yeah, and she also has a unique ability where she, when you destroy her mech or that health bar that you see, she hops out, and then it's actually D.Va herself. And once you get her ultimate up as like the mini D.Va or the D.Va herself, she gets back in her mech. She's really good, like I mentioned, she's really good against people that she can get up close to, and she's bad against people that can either she's bad against clumped heroes. So she's good against solo heroes up close. She's bad against group heroes.
She's good at picking off people, is what you're saying?
Yeah, well, kinda. She's good at just disrupting people. She's not really good at taking damage. She does have a pretty high health pool, but it goes down really fast. Reinhardt is the definition of a frontline tank. He has a big shield. He can protect people.
I've seen that,
Yeah, Reinhardt and Soldier are really good together because Soldier just does a ton of damage in the front line, and Reinhardt can protect them. He's really good in close range if you can get there. Very, very poor against people that can outrange him. So almost half the roster, if he doesn't have his shield up, will just do a ton of damage. When you're playing Reinhardt, your main focus is to just absorb as much damage as possible for your front line. So you want to be you always want to be pushing with somebody. You never want to be alone. Because once your shields goes down, you're screwed.
I've noticed that, yeah.
Roadhog is good in almost any composition I've really seen. He's not really a frontline tank. He's more or less like a...
Okay, hold up, real quick. When D.Va loses her suit, how long does it take to get it back?
You'll have your ultimate bar. When your ultimate bar fills up and you use your ultimate, she gets back in her mech. But it recharges a lot faster.
Okay, so if you use it to do the self-destruct thing, then you don't want to. You just want to like, let's say someone destroys your mech, you don't have ult. What do you do?
You survive as long as possible until your ult until you get your ult again, and then you can get back in your mech. But if she does get back in her mech and her mech had the ult, then you can use her mech's ult.
I gotcha.
So with Roadhog, he's really good at pulling. He's really good at dispositioning people. So if there's
displacing people, yeah.
Displacing people on the front line, even in the back line, if you can reach that far. Like that's his main purpose, is just like disrupt the team a little bit. Like pick out their healer, grab their healer, pull them in, and get rid of them. Doesn't have a lot of mobility, and is weak against anyone that can really outrange him, or if the hook, like he's really weak against mobility. So characters that have a lot of mobility will do very good against Roadhog. Winston.
So like,
what's that?
So like, what kind of offensive characters do well against Roadhog?
Offensive characters, like Soldier will do really good. Tracer and Reaper can do good. Genji can do good. I'd say probably the one that can consistently take out Roadhog would probably be Soldier.
My ultimate is the dragon becomes me.
He does a ton of damage up close. So like Reaper and Tracer might not stand. Reaper, Tracer, and Genji might not stand too much of a chance. And Pharah, if Pharah's up in the air and Roadhog grabs her, she's done.
Oh, okay.
Going on to Winston. Winston is he's similar to D.Va. He's like a backline tank.
But he wants to just get back behind everybody.
Right. He's very mobile. He can get to.
I noticed that.
Like if your enemy team has a sniper and you can't get rid of the sniper, switch to a Winston and just go after the sniper. She doesn't have anything to deal with you. You have too much health for her to deal with, and you can just jump around there and cause all kinds of havoc.
Apparently I can't make that jump.
He's really good at protecting the team with that bubble. If you're capturing a point and you're waiting for your team and you're being attacked, you can use that bubble to protect yourself. Or if your team's in trouble, you can use the bubble to protect them. And it's really good for actually like just displacing damage. If you're trying to push, you can like put it in an area where like people can get into a doorway without getting hurt. It's really good for that. Weak against Winston are, I'd say, fast attack speed heroes. Like most of the assault or offensive heroes are really strong against them. And like Bastion's really strong against them, and Torbjorn can be a pain in the butt sometimes too.
I gotcha.
Zarya is a really aggressive tank. She has a good health pool, and most of it's shields, so she can regain most of her health if she loses it, which is actually really good. She has an invulnerability bubble. The bubble makes her invincible to all damage, and when she absorbs damage that way, it charges her main attack. Her main attack is just like a beam, and if she gets hit during that bubble that she has, it becomes stronger and stronger.
Okay, hang on. Is there just real quick? Is there any reason to use Genji's spread fire at all, or no? Or is it just like just a dual poke damage?
Yeah, if it's a moving target, doing the spread could be good, or if there's a lot of enemies in a close range, you can do that. It's really it's better up close than it is from afar.
Okay.
So if you have like a tracer like up like on your grill, you can use the spread, and you could probably hit her more with that than you would the 3-shot.
I think Mook left, by the way.
Yeah, I saw they left. Zarya, front line, similar to Reinhardt, except more ballsy. And she can put that same shield on an ally hero for like a second or two. So she's really good for pushing. Her ult is insane. It just creates a singularity and everyone's sucked into it.
Okay, so just hold everybody there.
Yeah, holds everyone there. So she's using a lot of combos. So like she'll use her ult, and then like Hanzo will use his ult on the singularity and pretty much like wreck everything.
Gotcha.
Lucio.
I was playing him a little bit.
What's good against Zarya is just being cautious. A lot of heroes are good against her, so there's not really any in particular. But you just have to be cautious not to hit her when she's in her bubble. Since she has a shield, her shields are going to regenerate, so you want to be able to take her out quickly. So maybe like a soldier is really good for that. Bastion, Junkrat's pretty good for that. She's good against almost any hero except for like Bastion and Torbjorn. She can't really get close to them. And like a Widowmaker, she can't really touch Widowmaker from afar. And Hanzo. Lucio has AoE heal. So he does...
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. You just stand around him and he kind of heals everybody, yeah.
Yeah, he does a ton of AoE heal stuff. He has a 3-burst weapon. He can climb walls. He's really good against heroes that don't do a lot of burst damage. So if you have, like, if you're facing, let's say, like a soldier or a McCree, Lucio is really good against countering them as far as damage because he can just heal through it. It's more subtle of a heal, but it'll keep your team healthier longer. What's weak against Lucio is anyone that can really outrange him. So snipers are good against them. Soldiers really good against them.
I've got you in my sights.
Or no, soldiers not good against them. Tracer is good against them because she does a little bit of burst if she's close enough. Pharah's pretty good against them. Stuff like that.
Pass into the iris.
Mercy is...
That's your typical healer, I guess, right?
She's a single target healer that needs to stay close to her target. And she can also damage boost. So she's really good if she's with a hero that can do a lot of damage. Like a Widowmaker or a Bastion. Really strong with them. Or if there's a Reinhardt and Soldier comp, she's really good at boosting soldiers' damage. She has an alternative pistol that does actually quite a bit of damage, but it's not ideal in a lot of situations because you can't heal while you have it out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the computer seems to know how to do the hook combo with Roadhog.
Alright, looks like the match is about to end.
That's fine.
We just got over to...
Alright, well, I mean, I guess I get what the characters do. I don't know how to...
okay.
Again,
I just
it's mostly the map. It's mostly the maps and stuff like that I'm not familiar with.
Okay, well, yeah, we got a couple of heroes left, so we'll just go over them. Mercy is really good against burst damage. So, like, Tracer, Reaper can do a lot of burst damage. Widowmaker, Hanzo. She's really good at keeping those characters in the fight a little longer. And really good against boosting stationary targets like a Bastion. She's really good paired with Pharah. Anyone with mobility, she's really good at being with. And any really any hero that needs healing, she's really good with. She's weak against characters that can displace her from the team. So like a Widowmaker can pick her off really well. Pharah can be good against her as well as with her. Mei, if she can get up close. Tracer, if she can get up close. Reaper, if he can get up close. They're all good against her because she doesn't really have much of a defense, other than like just self-heal. Symmetra is a support, but she's not a healer. So she gives shields, and shields regenerate. So it pretty much just adds
a she has a little portal thing, I think, right?
Yeah, she pretty much adds another health, like a small health bar.
It puts health over your health, basically.
Yeah, and that regenerates. So like if you don't die, that will keep regenerating, which is nice. She is extremely dangerous in close range. She can take on just about anyone close range. I would say except for probably Reaper. If Reaper can get close enough to Symmetra and stay on target, then it's pretty much wrecks.
All right. And then I know Zenyatta is kind of like hybrid healer, or like hybrid healer with some damage and debuffs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So before that, like a counter to Symmetra would be anyone with like mid to long range that can just take her out, just take her out of the fight. So she's really good in the back line, not really setting up her turrets and making sure that the team isn't getting to where they need to be. And then Zenyatta is really good offensively and defensively. He can debuff, he can heal. His ult makes him invulnerable and makes his teammates regain their health extremely quickly. He's not the best healer, but he's like, I like to think of him as like if Lucio had a single target heal, it would be what Zenyatta can provide. So it's like a small heal over time, but it's only single target. It's not AoE. But he's really good at debuffing. That's what you want to use him for. You want to use him to debuff like a Widowmaker or a tank in the front line to get rid of the tank.
To make him less tanky.
Yeah, it makes him even less tanky. And you can just shred through heroes that way. What's weak against him is Symmetra can actually her alternate attack can go right through shields, so she can like outright just kill Zenyatta in like one hit. He's also weak to. He has a small health pool, so he's also weak to anyone that can get up close to him.
I gotcha.
And just
he has no escape, really. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really have an escape. And he's meant to stay like with the bulk of the team. He's not really like hanging out in the back, like Mercy can.
He's in the middle of it, yeah.
Or Symmetra can. He's like up in the front of the action, like where Lucio would be. He's good against pretty much, like damage-wise, he's good against pretty much anyone. If he debuffs you and then hits you, you're dead.
Gotcha.
And yeah, he's weak against people that can get up close or outrange him. So like a
Jesus Christ,
Widowmaker.
Roadhog combo goes. Roadhog combo does so much damage.
Yeah.
It's like hook shot melee dead.
Okay.